maximize your money. Maximize your money out here trucking. Make sure that you're able to deal with your clocks and handle them in a great manner. So, because at the end of the day, time equals money. If you're not successful at managing your time and your clocks, then you're going to have a harder time making money. Whether you're getting paid cent per mile or you're getting paid revenue, it doesn't really matter. As long as you're able to manage the clocks, you're going to be able to drive more. Driving more is advancing you to your next load, or, you know, maybe getting you more miles down the road. So you got your clocks. You got four clocks. All right. You have the 70-hour clock. That means within one work week. You know how God said, let there be 7 days, or whoever said, let there be 7 days. Somewhere along the line, truckers said, you know what? We need an extra day. We out here trying to make some money. We need an extra day. So we're working on the 8-hour day system. So you got 70 hours that you can use within 8 days, or 8 days. Then you have your 14-hour clock. So your day can only be 14-hour long. And then you have your 11-hour drive time clock. So in one day, you can drive for 11 hours. Then you have your 8-hour. You have to take a 30-minute break. Everyone's entitled to their 30-minute break. Now, as me, I don't really think I need a 30-minute break, but they said I have to take a 30-minute break. I have to take a 30-minute break. It happens. Your lowest clock is going to be at the top of your Qualcomm or your navigation or your hours. They keep that at the top. That way you always know your smallest clock. Like if you drive, you're going to start out with your 8-hour clock unless some of the other ones are worked down to that. But we're talking a fresh clock, normal week. Your lowest clock is going to be your 8-hour clock. So you say you take off and you drive 6 hours straight. You're all like, boom, get my 6 hours. You take a 30-minute break. You're thinking, some people might think that you're going to get 8 hours back, but that's not the case. You technically will get your 8 hours back because it'll be like your 8-hour break clock has refreshed itself. But the thing is, you're going to be working off your drive clock next, because if you drove 6 hours, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, you have 5 more hours on your drive time. So that's going to be the top clock on your screen. And, with a 14-hour clock, you can have some of these days where you go somewhere, deliver, you get stuck there for a while, then you go to the next place, you get stuck there for a while. And that's where you're going to learn how to manage that 14-hour clock using splits. Splits are very complicated. I'm not going to get into.
Twisted.
To me, I'd rather take a good 10-hour break. But, sometimes I'm going to need to take a split. And whenever I do, I'm going to use it to my advantage and I'm going to take it. I don't hear enough people saying, hey, I got great rest on my split the other night. Usually people are all like, hey, I'm going to take 12-hour break right here to catch up on some sleep because I just went through a couple splits and I need some rest. And then you have your 70-hour a week, of course, 8 days, 70 hours. You can only work 70 hours in 8 days. Now, if you're successful at running recaps, to me, I think, in my opinion, in my experience, the recaps are the best thing for me because I don't like setting anywhere for 34 hours. That is too long setting in one place. It's never like I'm in a good area for a 34-hour reset. It just sucks. Like, I don't like it. I like to keep the truck moving. If I'm moving, then I'm getting my time back. Every 8 days, I'm getting whatever I drove the previous 8 days ago. And on top of that, whenever I'm driving 8 to 9 hours a day, then I'm pretty much having 16 hours off that day. So I got extra time to shower. I got extra time to eat. Like it adds up to like extra time off in my book. They say the average person does 1 to 2 more loads a month working off of recaps. And I believe in it. I do. Now, if you're very successful at running your clocks and managing your time, then it's going to help you out tremendously. You're going to see a lot higher pay than someone that doesn't know how to manage it. I had a student call me not too long ago. Well, he was an old student of mine. He's a driver now, but he was at another company. And he's all like, man, I'm out of time. I don't know. I can't get hours to save my life. I'm always having to take a reset. I'm all like, well, what's going on? Come to find out that whenever he went to a receiver, if he was stuck there for 16 hours, he was on duty for 16 hours. So like he was eating up his clock. I'm all like, man, you got to use your time wisely. Like you're on duty when you check in, whenever you go over there and dock, you use that time then. Once you're docked in there and you're not doing nothing but twiddling your thumbs, waiting for them to finish loading you or unloading you, get you a nap or whatever, get you some rest. But that time you can be off duty. There's a lot of times that you're going to have to burn your clock for different stuff. Like when you're getting fuel, you're going to have to burn your clock. Like you're going to have to be on duty for fueling. Checking in at receivers or shippers and stuff like that, you're going to be on duty. Flatbedders, while they're chaining and tarping and stuff like that, from what I understand, they're on duty. So you will use your clocks for stuff like that. So, but as much of it as you can save. Don't forget the pre-trip or the post-trip. One of those have to be on duty. One has to be off duty. So you're burning a little bit of your time there. You're not maximizing it all to drive time. You can't do 100% all your time on your clock on drive. You're going to get yourself in trouble. You're going to be losing money if you get a violation on your log. So like if you get pulled in a weigh station and you're illegally running your logs, guess what? You're about to get a fine. Instead of making money off of your time, you're going to be losing it, because guess what? You just got a ticket for illegally running your clocks. Nobody wants a ticket for that, and nobody wants to be in that kind of trouble. So make sure that you're really careful with your clocks. Like manage your time. Hey, I'll go into the shipper. I'm going to take a 10-hour break here. That way I'll have a fresh clock whenever the load's ready, and I can kick rocks or whatever. I can turn and burn this thing. If you have a pre-plan, it's good to make you a plan for the next day. Sometimes if I had a pre-plan, I might take a 10-hour break, then go and deliver the load I have. And because once I deliver it, that's going to be the start of my day. I'm going to deliver that thing. I'm going to run to the washout or whatever, get the trailer washed out, get fueled up, whatever I need to do, and then boom, back on the road and gone again. That's how I'm maximizing my trip planning, and I'm taking care of my clocks. You just don't want to just waste that clock. That is like you wasting money. So just make sure that you're careful with it. Learn how to run it. Knowledge is power whenever it comes to this stuff. And I know it sounds confusing running clocks, but guess what? You're in the trucking business, or you might be thinking about coming out here trucking. And this is one of the things that you have to think about, is how to run efficient to make the most money you can and not be wasting any time on these clocks. The more you're out there stopping and stuff like that, you have to slow down from the highway speeds. You're losing time there. You might go to a truck stop. Guess what? It's going to take more time from your clock to get into a truck stop than it would a rest area. A rest area, yeah, you're slowing down, getting off the highway to go into a rest area. You pull into a spot, boom, you get off your clock as fast as you can, go use the restroom, make you something to eat, all that good stuff. You get your little break in, and then you have to pick up speed to get back on the highway. And right there, you're losing time too, because you're not doing those highway speeds. If you didn't have to stop to take a break or stop for whatever you're stopping for, then you're not losing some of your time right there. Now, going to a truck stop is another story. You go inside a truck stop, you're going to have to take the exit ramp. You're going to have to wait at the yield sign. Maybe there's traffic, maybe there's not, or stop sign, lights, whatever the case may be. Then you have to wait for people to get out your way at the truck stop. You finally get parked. Then you start your break. Then when you come back out, it's a fight to get out the truck stop. There's stoplights, whatever the case may be. It's going to be harder to manage your time whenever you're losing a big chunk out of it just because you wanted to go to the truck stop. That's a little tip right there, man. Keep that in mind. Managing your time, managing your clocks, that's going to make you more money. At the end of the day, if you're away from your family and you're out here running this, you want to make the most you can. Knowledge is power. Like, comment, and subscribe. Still enjoying the great content? Click that next video right there. to keep yourself informed. Knowledge is power. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to every video. Also, make sure that you're dropping that referral code on that driver application, COXDJO.